Wind Down Wednesday is brought to you by Mila Eve Essentials. Visit MilaEveEssentials.com for 100% pure, therapeutic essential oils and other products. Nature knows best, and so does Mila Eve.
What?
Riley, welcome back to Wind Down Wednesday. We missed you.
Oh, I know. Well, I was kind of there for like a hot second. Stuck in an airport.
I'm laughing because I had the wrong backdrop on, and then I see Aaron Squats and Margaritas pop up like, hey, because I had to hurry up and change the backdrop. Oh my God. That's so I am excited as always to be back here. Thank you so much, Salon, for coming here from Mind Your Business with Karen Huger. I was just on Tea with Monique with Karen Huger, and we reunited from RHOP. So that was really a fun episode.
Yes, I was watching. It was great.
Yes.
Love Karen.
Oh my God, me too. No, it was so good to see her again and just to catch up and just have our little kiki moments.
It was so funny because I typed in 3 wick and you posted, but then later on you're like, why does everyone keep typing in 3 wick, 1 wick? You had no clue what that meant.
I didn't know, and I only posted it because it's you. So I was just like, this 3 wick.
What is Riley talking about a 3 wick?
Hilarious. Tonight we are going to be discussing, first of all, everybody get your drinks. Once we bring our guests on the screen, we're going to tell everybody what we're drinking. But what I want to know is how many people have dealt with any type of depression, so tell us in the comments, especially going through quarantine. So I have a house full. My house is always crazy. And I remember being in the midst of quarantine and then it hit me. I said, wow, my heart goes out. And I actually posted this on Instagram. I said, my heart goes out to all of those who are by themselves. Because I can only imagine what this is like for us to be in the middle of a pandemic and for you to be alone.
You have no idea.
Yes.
It was, yes.
We're going to get into it tonight. So our guest is Shantae, who is, she is a mompreneur and she's from Texas. She has an amazing company, which I love. And I have her products right here. I use this mug every single day. No, like I'm not saying it just because she's here. If you ever catch me in a morning Instagram post, I'm using this mug. I love this mug. It's the only mug outside of Not for Lazy Moms that I use. And she made this. Her company is amazing. She made cups for my kids. Y'all know
that is awesome.
This is Chase's cup. This is Christopher's cup. And she made them customized with their names on it. And she customized it with what they like. So she asked me, what does Christopher like? I said,
that is so cool.
The mug has his name on it, but then it has Lego bricks.
Yeah, I was just about to say he loves Legos.
Yes. And then
that is amazing.
Chase loves fast cars. He always says, I want to take mommy's fast car. So and he loves motorcycles. And that's actually going to be the theme of his birthday this year. We're going to Sky Zone. I haven't sent out any evites yet, Riley. So we're going to be at Sky Zone for Chase's birthday this year. And then Milani has her cup upstairs, which she takes to her room every night because she has to have her water. So I couldn't even steal it from her for the show. But
my little diva.
Y'all already know, right? Y'all already know I'm all about supporting businesses, and that's what we're gonna do. Show her love as she comes onto the screen. Hello, Shantae.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome.
Thank you. Here. Now, y'all know I always check my DMs and I always check my messages and I meet really good people. And that's pretty much how Shantae and I met through Instagram. Weren't you a winner? Weren't you one of the winners for Mila Eve?
I was. Yes.
I don't forget. That was like almost a year ago, and we've been talking ever since.
It was, yeah. It was in February because I remember we had that winter storm. And I went in and I bought everything. I was like, I need all of this now. After I got the prize, I was like, I need it all.
Yay! I love it. I love it. And then that just goes all the way around the boat with supporting. So I'm really excited for you to be here. I'm looking forward to hearing your story. But before we get to that, what is everybody drinking on? It is Wine Down. And tonight I am drinking from one of our Wine Down Wednesday sponsors, which is Bella Vita. The Ted Leroy, remember that, Riley? We did a whole wine tasting, y'all.
I know, and trust me, I've been drinking it.
I ordered 30 bottles.
Oh my God. I saw you said that earlier. 30. I'm like, that's amazing. It was really good. Yeah.
So let me pop this up really quick. Y'all get 25% off using promo code Wine Down from now. And they actually extended the date. So it was until November 15th. But now it's going to be a little longer, so y'all better get stocked up for the season. But that is, I just wanted to shout them out because that is what I'm drinking tonight is the Ted Leroy. I started a little early because I was on my other show, and it is so good. I'm usually not a Pinot Noir drinker.
I know. I know. That's what was so funny because you're normally cab, so yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really it's really like that, y'all. I'm not even joking. 25% off. Who does that? Y'all better take advantage. 3 bottles or more. Take advantage right now. So yeah, what are you drinking, Riley?
I know this is Wine Down Wednesday, but I'm drinking a gin and tonic, which is my drink. It has 0 calories. So you guys know I am preparing for my big comeback concert. I'm trying to lose weight. I have rehearsal. In fact, they're in rehearsal right now. And as soon as I'm done here, I'm going downstairs in the studio to rehearse also. But last time when we did the wine tasting, I went straight to rehearsal. I was drunk. Like I was done, and I'm like, so I'm just having a gin and tonic tonight, and then just one, and that's it. And then I'm gonna go down and rehearse after we're done. So yeah.
I remember, Chris was very happy that night.
I know he told me because I saw you the next. Remember, we saw each other the next day at the gun range, and Chris was just like, "Yeah, that was good, right?" We were like, he was happy that you were drunk.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was some good wine, y'all. Wine tasting. All right, Shantae, what are you drinking?
I have some sparkling watermelon wine.
Ooh. That sounds really
watermelon
good.
Wine.
It is. It's very good.
Oh my gosh. That sounds really yummy. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. So all right. So everybody go ahead and post what y'all are drinking in the comments. So we can know what y'all sipping on. Some people like to drink on water at this time of night. It's okay. We'll forgive y'all. It is wine. We're gonna have a good wind down conversation, if nothing else. So yes. All right. So I would love to know, just to start things out, how did you get into the nature of your business? What prompted you to start it? And how is it going for you as a mom, being able to delegate time with your family and then time for your business, since you're an entrepreneur?
Yeah, so I started, so all my life, really, I've loved crafting. And I'd always, everything turned into a craft. I'd find a way. It started really with Mod Podge and glitter. Always glitter. Love glitter. And I would craft for people. They still have the stuff, and I'm like, ew, you still have that? Why do you have that still? It's so ugly. But I started very young crafting, but all of Simply Texas Vinyl pretty much came from whenever I had my son. We got married we got married in April. In August, we found out we were pregnant with our first child. So
you sound like me and Chris.
Yeah. Super fast. We're like, whoa, what a surprise, but what a blessing. And being newly married, we had the baby. I was not normal. I knew something was wrong, something was wrong with me. I was not normal. I did not want anyone to touch the baby. I didn't want anyone to look at him. It was just, it was not normal. And so I told myself I needed to find something to get myself, find myself outside of my baby and my marriage. And so I started Simply Texas Vinyl, and it all started in December of 2017. And I started making ornaments, like glitter ornaments, and people started buying them. And I was so shocked. And everyone was like, why don't you go into business? And I was like, what? No way. Like, I don't even know who I am. I can't go into business. And I saw the support there. And so Simply Texas Vinyl came, and I sat down and I was like, I don't know what to do. I had my Cricut. I would make decals, and a friend and myself like decided to call it Simply Texas Vinyl. I love cactuses. I'm from Texas, and there's vinyl. So that's how that started. I do have a full-time job. I work 8 to 5 at a university. So if I'm doing Simply Texas Vinyl, it's midnight. That's why all of my messages come in at midnight, because I'm working and then I come home. I'm a mom. It's scheduling. It's being on a routine, making sure everybody knows what the routine is, and also having a supportive family and husband. That really helps so much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I know. So after I had my first with Christopher, I mean, he was like the perfect pregnancy, the perfect labor, the perfect delivery, the perfect infant, the perfect kid. I mean, everything about him was just great. But when I had my daughter, oh man, my husband, I used to tell him all the time, and he will admit this. So I'm not talking bad about my husband behind his back. He will admit this. He just like said, time out once Milani came along. He was not helping at all. Like, I mean, like she could be crying in the middle of the night, and I always had to breastfeed and bottle feed my kids because I couldn't produce enough milk, probably because of these implants, stay in the way. But but yeah, so my husband was like literally not helping. I would wake up and I'm just like, didn't get any sleep. And at the time I was, the business manager, the personal assistant. I was doing all of that. And then we have 2 kids now. So all of the back and forth with travel, everything I was doing. And then I'm like, I'm tired. Like I would tell him like, yo, I'm like really exhausted. Can you help me with her tonight? And he would just kind of look at me and say, okay. And he never helped. Like he was terrible with Milani. He made up for it with Face. But yeah, I remember during that time, I felt the same way, like how you're saying, where you just don't know who you are. You don't know like what makes you happy, what makes you sad. You're just kind of living. Yes. And it's just a weird space to be in. And I felt like instead of like having a connection with my daughter, I just felt like I was just going through the motions,
Yes. And that's what I say. I tell my husband a lot, like if I can go back 4 years, it would be to get back that time and like experience the happiness of a newborn, because it was like I was happy, but deep down inside, I didn't understand that my body was going through something. So I feel like I lost so much of like sharing him with family and with friends, and no one understood, because you could look at me and it would look like I was happy, and like someone, I would say like something's not normal, and they would say, well, you have a beautiful baby and you just got married. Like, what else can you want? Like nothing is wrong, and that's what, like, I couldn't even ask my husband for help because I didn't even want him to help. I was nursing. I would just want to nurse him. I didn't want anyone to feed him with a bottle. I felt like someone was going to take him away from me. And so, like, I felt like the worst things would happen. Like if I'd go in the store, I'd be like super paranoid, like someone's going to take him.
Oh my God. You know who you remind me of right now? Like your story, Ashley Darby.
Yes. And honestly, watching her during, I think not last season, the season before. Yes. Like, I was like, wow, like I just wanted to hug her because I understood what she was going through, and hearing people like tell her, like, I don't know why you feel that. Like, I just wanted to like take them and be like, yes, like it is deep down and it's something you don't even want to have. And it's there, until you're able to recognize it as being postpartum depression and anxiety and all of that. Yeah.
So what was the thing that helped you pull through that? Was it your art that helped with that, or support from other people, or?
Yes, like honestly, I would call my mom. My mom is my saving grace, and I would call her and I would just cry. Like I wouldn't say anything. And she didn't know what was wrong, you know, and as a mom, she's like, "What is the matter? You know, what's the matter?" And then finally, when it just kept on happening, she's like, "You need to go to the doctors and you need to go and get help, you know?" And so finally I went to the doctors, and that's whenever I got the help to understand, and I was able to research it and Google it. And I got on medication, which is a lot of people don't like to admit that they are or were on medication, but that's what I needed. I needed that. And also being able to like vocally say, "Hey, babe, I need help with this, this, and that." And being able to accept that I need help from him. And then him giving me like my outlet of going into my crafting area to be able to craft. And also, I mean, the supportive, I'm part of a lot of crafting groups, and we all have things in common, crafting, but then also there's that depression and life, you know, and so we all can get together. And I've had like people that have helped me through that. And so, yeah.
That's awesome. I love what Danielle posted here. She said, to all new recent moms out there, postpartum depression is a medical condition. You aren't failing your baby. You aren't overreacting. Your feelings are valid. And most importantly, ask for help. I love that. That's beautiful.
Yes.
It's so true, because there's so many changes. People really underestimate what goes on in your body chemically, you know, hormonally, all of these different things that happen when you're carrying a child, and then when you give birth to a child, and then when that child is no longer inside you, you're having to flush out all of these different hormones you were holding on to, and different, you know, so it does something to you. And some people just, it does more to another person than it might one person. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's experience is completely different. And at the end of the day, the reason why I said, I was like, I want to talk about not just postpartum depression, but just depression in general, because there's so many lines that are so similar. And I think one of the things that I constantly hear with people who I know personally who go through depression and different cycles of depression is the ability to ask for help. It is so hard. And it's like, sometimes you don't even know that you need to ask for help. So it's like, how do you get to that point where you even recognize it? But I love what you just said. You kind of answered it when you said that your mom was your saving grace. You would just call her. She didn't know what was going on. You were just crying out. And clearly, as your mother, she could see like, okay, something has to be done, because this isn't how my daughter usually operates, you know? So having a close circle of people around you who truly know you can definitely be a saving grace for sure. Wow. Tanya said, I've been dealing with depression since my high school days. Now that I'm older with it, it's no joke. And I can't take my medicine really anymore. Wow. I wonder, I am not a person who knows much about depression. So I'm not about to sit here and give any type of medical advice. The only thing I can tell you is to diffuse the oil or put an oil on your head. I really don't know outside of that. And
talking about it, you know, just talking to someone you feel comfortable, even if, you know, that person, you don't go to somebody always for their advice, you know, you go just for a listening ear. And that's, I feel like, is the best thing you can do for someone that is going through depression and issues. Like, just listen, you know?
Yeah, it's true. And sometimes just being able to talk it out and hearing yourself, like, and there's just somebody just listening there, that really helps too. Even if, because, okay, so I'll be very honest with you guys. So during the pandemic, I wasn't able to perform. I haven't performed, which will, by the time my concert happens, it'll be like 19 months. And Monique and I had this conversation a few weeks ago. I deal with bouts of depression that stem from loneliness. And it's something that I just came to terms with, really, to even admit to myself, because I pride myself on being very strong and very logical and very, like, and I can push through anything. And I've been through so many different things, but it was kind of tough to admit that to myself, especially since I have this persona, in the world that I am, whatever, you're an entertainer, you're all this stuff. And so people would be like, so what do you have to be, like, depressed about? Or what do you have to be sad about? And during and I'll be very honest with you guys, I'm just pulling out of it. I'm just pulling out of it within a matter of the last few weeks. I can't believe I'm saying this on here today.
That's okay.
But
talking, but yeah. You're doing great, Riley. Like,
thank you.
You've been through a lot. You've been through a lot in your life.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing too. I also was disappointed in myself at one point, because I was just like, I did not come this far to only come this far. You know what I mean? Like I've been through so much. I've been through things that felt like they were so much greater than what I was going through. But I turned 40 this year, and I felt great when I turned 40. And then I kind of, like, I fell off a little bit. And it wasn't until I started to feel like myself. And I was actually talking to Richie Sky today. We were video chatting, and I said, it's so crazy, because I feel like my old self again.
Yeah.
And I think it's definitely because I've gotten help for it. I've talked to people about it, and not just my friends, but also, professional help. But also, I had to remember all of the things that made me feel like Riley, the things that made me feel like myself. And those things were being creative. Those things were, my art, in whatever form it comes in on that day, but sometimes it's performance art, sometimes it's, sewing, sometimes it's painting, drawing, whatever.
Yeah.
I had to get back to all of those things that made me feel like myself. And it wasn't until I started doing those things and pushing myself to do those things in the last few weeks and months that I start to feel like myself. And I literally said to him today, I was just like, I feel better than I did even before the pandemic. I just, because I went through that, and I know how, the great thing about is, once you know how to navigate your way out of it, you know how to not get back into it, because you know to do the things that, help you mentally. And I have to constantly affirm for myself, all the things that I need to do to keep me on the same path. But it's literally something, it's so amazing that we're talking about this tonight, because I'm literally just pulling through it. And it's not something I've shared publicly a lot, and I just talked to my friends about it, but it's a real thing, and it's not something that you can just snap out of. It's not something that you can just, it can be very tough, and it's different for everybody.
It is. It's funny because I went through a era of being depressed, and I didn't even realize that was what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like how you say, I just wasn't myself, like that resonates with me, because it started, like, not to bring up the show, but I mean, it's when it started. So after the fight happened, when I was on Real Housewives of Potomac and I got into an altercation, I went on this mission to figure out myself. And I was very confused. There was a lot of other exterior, things that were going on that caused even more confusion, being gaslit and stuff. But I went on to this whole journey of just trying to figure out, who am I and what is my purpose? Like, why am I here? And why do I feel this way? Who is surrounding me that is causing this energy? Who do I need to get rid of? Who do I need more of? It was like I went on this whole like journey, and it really didn't come to a head until I took my trip to Tucson, Arizona for my birthday this year. That fight happened in 2019. I went through a lot of different ups and downs that when I look back on it, it's like I can pinpoint, like, oh yeah, I was definitely going through some type of depression during then, because there was so much going on, but I was still functioning. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't.
And that's like that high functioning depression where no one can even tell, you know, like you can go by every day and no one knows.
And
yeah.
know.
Yeah. And the thing is you didn't even know. But for me, I am, because I'm an entertainer, I am very good at just the show must go on. I mean, I've been on stage before and been dumped that same day and had to go on stage and sing some really sad ass song. And it's I can hide it because my job is to make other people forget about their problems. That's my job. My job is to make you forget about your problems, to make you just have a great time. You're not worried about any of those things that, depress you. So it's like the depressed girl is now entertaining the people. It's very interesting because you can easily just try to smile your way through it, and people don't know. A lot of people don't know unless you talk about it. Monique doesn't even know until I talked to her. But like we were texting, and I told you what I was going through. But you would have known that had I not said it, because I try to be upbeat, and I try to be what I think people expect from me too.
Wow. I remember when I did my last live podcast, and I remember saying, like, I almost canceled it because I really didn't want anybody to see my process. I was going through so much at the time that I was just like, how am I supposed to get on stage and encourage these people and talk to them about being, a better version of themselves? And I'm going through so much right now. And I said, you know what? I'll just be vulnerable. I'll just be open and just let people know this is what I'm going through, and it is what it is. And it was it was actually my best show because I was being so vulnerable. So I don't know. It's like, there's something about taking that mask off and just saying, hey, here's me. Here I am. Here's my process. And you just want to move forward. Like, there's just something about it where it's that vulnerability. It's best when you can be in a space where you feel comfortable and you trust another person. But I would say to people, if you can be around someone that genuinely loves you and cares for you, and you're able to have that open moment where you can be vulnerable and express yourself and not feel judged, that to me will help far beyond a person who's just like, well, what's wrong with you?
Yes.
Just having that compassion.
Yes. Yeah. Like, once I was told, oh, postpartum depression, what is that? And why do you feel like that? Or do you remember that time when you just kept your baby away from everyone and you didn't want anyone to touch him or look at him? And that was hurtful because it wasn't what I wanted to be. And as a person, like, as someone coming to you with their problems or like with their depression or their concerns or just to talk, like, the worst thing to say to them is it's fine. Like, you're okay. That's not what you feel. Again, just listening to them is the absolute best thing.
Yeah.
And not trying to solve their problems.
I was just about to ask, what would be the right approach? So for a person who's watching right now, who may know somebody that is going through depression, that person may not have even told or expressed to them what they're going through, but just based on our conversation that we're having right now, I'm sure people that are watching this live can sit back and think of a couple people who may be going through it. What advice would you say? What advice would you give to those people who may want to reach out to someone who may be going through it? Like, how should they approach that person?
Just saying that, like, I'm here for you. I'm here to listen, and let me know what I can do to help you. Like, allowing that person to tell them what they want from that conversation, or just reaching out to them every now and then. Hey, how are you? Thinking about you. Those were always some of the best things because in like my crafting group, they were pretty open about a lot of stuff in there. And even I have a twin sister and an older sister. And once I did like tell them, like, hey, this is how I'm feeling, they're like, I had no idea you know, and so then every now and then they would reach out and say, hey, how are you? Or offer to take my baby. There was one time when my twin sister came over and allowed me to go out, and this is 4 years ago, and I still remember this as like the best thing that I needed at that time. She came over with her 4-month-old daughter, my niece, and watched my son while I just went to go get my nails done. And that was like the best thing that I needed at that time, you know?
Yeah.
Or when someone says, well, I'll come do this for you, don't like ask, just do it. Like say, I'm coming over, and just do it. Like, because if you, sometimes when you ask, or I know for myself, someone to ask me like, what can I do? I might say, oh, nothing, you know, like when deep down inside, I really may want some help.
Right.
So
I do that all the time. Because I'm so darn particular anyway. So I just do it myself, because I'm probably going to do what you did.
Right.
So if you just come over, like my mom is really good at that. And she's like, she'll just come. But you have to also have a certain level of trust in that person too. Yeah. But my mom will come and she'll just be like, you go. I got it.
Yeah.
So she'll just force me like, nope, go ahead. I got it. You need to sit down, go do whatever. And then you do get to those times where you take charge and you say, you know what? This is what I need. Here's what my boundaries are. This is what I want. You're not going to be people pleasing. You're not going to be bending to what everybody else wants and needs. You're not going to be as considerate of everybody else, because you know that your needs mean something too.
Absolutely.
You put your foot down and you say, look, here's my boundary. Like it or not, this is what I need. Because most people are like that. And it's just some of us who are just like, we'll just let people just do what they want. And it drives us deeper and deeper into an unhappy state. And then we don't know how to get out of it, you know?
Yeah. You know what? And I don't know if you agree with me with this, Shantae, or not, but I think one of the worst things you can do, because you were asking Monica what is a good way to go about like dealing with someone who has depression. I think one of the worst things that anyone can do is give you a list of reasons why you should not be depressed.
Yes.
Oh God.
That is one of the worst things. I have had people say to me all the time, "Oh, you're pretty, you're smart, you do this, you can do this. Look at all the other things. You look at all all the list of reasons why you have no reason to be depressed." Because you're all these things.
Like going in circles.
That is the worst.
Wow.
Yeah. And I will say the one of the things you said to me, Monique, which was so helpful, is you said, well, at least you know what it is and you are taking steps to take care of it, because a lot of people don't even know that. And that was really helpful to me. Just listening. It wasn't, that was amazing for me. So yeah.
When you said to me what you said, I was proud of you. So you're looking at it from a place of like, maybe it's more negative than it was positive for me. But when you were expressing yourself, I was proud of you, because how many people walk around with the biggest lack of self-awareness, and you will see a person who will turn 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and they still can't see themselves. So I always look at anything. The first step is actually understanding who you are, what you are, or what you're doing. For sure. And then if you can admit to yourself the things that may seem ugly, you know, if you can admit those things, if you can sit back and say, you know what, I am depressed. I am sad. I am miserable. I am unhappy. If you can say those things out loud, then that is the first step, in my opinion. That's the first step to you actually taking charge of your life and saying, okay, now that I've said that and I've expressed those things, now what am I going to do? What am I going to do about it?
Yep, I agree. 100%.
I've been down that road. Anybody that's been married has been down that road. I know. I'm like, look, sometimes I'll be like, what in the world did I start? Yo. And then you come back around and you say, all right, now that I got that out my system, I feel really good. Have you ever had a moment where, especially I've had this with my spouse, and we both do it to each other, where you might just be feeling whatever type of way and you might bottle it up for a long time. And this could even be in friendships as well. And then once you just get it out, even if that person doesn't receive it or even care that you're saying what you're saying, don't you just feel so good?
Yes.
Like, I'm miserable. You make me sick.
Yes.
Just like, I feel good now. What do you want to eat?
I always say, my poor husband dealing with me, I'm so sorry.
Or you dealing with your husband. Look, they give it back to us. They give it back to us. Trust. We're just the ones that we are very emotional beings, where our husbands are usually the factual ones. They just like, if you look at this and say, what does this look like? You'll say, well, it feels like something fluffy. You won't even say what it looks like. You'll just say, it feels like this, it feels like that, And the man is going to look at this and just be like, or your spouse, whoever has that more masculine energy, is going to be like, no, it's a diffuser and it's gray and it's white. And you'll be like, no, but it feels like it's purple.
The logic. Yeah.
We're just different in that way. And it is what it is. Like, so, and I feel like more people go through bouts of depression than what they will admit.
Mm-hmm.
And the more depressed people will put on the face like they're so happy. How many comedians have you heard tell stories about how they went through so much depression, but their escape was them telling jokes or making people laugh? Robin Williams, he said it all the time. He can make
yes, that was so sad.
He was so happy,
Do you know some of the greatest art and some of the greatest creativity comes out of depression sometimes for people who are artistic? I've heard many artists say, and many very famous artists say, that they a lot of artists suffer with manic depressiveness because manic depression because I don't know what it is about that, and I mean, as a creative person, like, my brain goes through a lot. And I can't even, if I could crack my brain open and show you what it goes through, that's why I need Sleep Tight by Mila Eve, because it helps me sleep, helps my brain turn off from all that craziness. But it's a very common thing, especially, like I said earlier, when you're there to entertain other people, and then you go through that.
Making people, you want to please people.
Yes.
So to please them, you're going to act like you're happy, or, show them that you can get through this and you can do that. But really deep down inside, it's not there.
Struggling.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense that creative people would be the people that go through more of bouts of depression than other left brain people. Because when you're creative, most of what you do and how you operate is based on feelings and emotions. Like, it really is. It's like an up and down roller coaster. It's like riding a wave. You need that creativity. You need that ability to fluctuate to be creative. You do. I can say that because I'm a person where it's funny. I always say I can use my left and my right side of my brain, because I'm very intellectual, but then I'm also very creative. But my creative side does get me into those moments where I'm more sensitive. My feelings are a little bit more touchy-feely, but then I can better express my creativity when I'm in those moments, like when I wrote Drag Queens, my song, when I did that video, I was going through a moment of true depression. I was like questioning who I was as a person, questioning what my morals are, questioning myself and my limits and how I could let anyone push me outside of who I thought I was. And then coming to terms with, no, okay, who are you? This is who you are. Now fix it. This is what you need to focus on. Fix it. A lot of times I think with the fact that most people who may go through depression are very creative, the fixing it is the tough part, because most times when you're very creative, you're able to use your art to express, but when it comes to that left side, that factual doer side, it's a struggle. It really is at times. So I can see how that can work. And you'll probably see a lot of those same people have friends who may be more intellectual, who may be more left brain, because they need that balance. They're attracted to that energy because they know, oh, wait, you'll balance me. When I'm going too far to the right, you'll get me right back center. It's all about balance. That's just what our universe does for us. And it's just a general rule for how we live. We can't live without it. We need it. So it's pretty deep. I love what TML Lopez said here. If you do not have that person, reach out to a person or group who does. Voice your feelings and find a lending ear. Just like these ladies are saying, it comes in different forms. Absolutely. Shayna said, I love to see minorities voicing their truth on depression. It is such a vulnerable topic. So thank you, ladies, for being so open about all of this. Now, if we want to get real
deep. That's my twin.
It is. Oh, she's so sweet. Oh, wait. So is this really your mom here? Sonia?
Yes.
Oh, that's what I was like, I wonder if that's her mom. That's my girl, Shantae Wright. Oh, that's so sweet. Shout out to the fam supporting. That is, look, that's most important right there.
Awesome.
Having a supportive family, and even like, this is so embarrassing, like my parents carry around cups that look hideous from 4 years ago. And I'm like, y'all, please do not tell people I made those cups.
Well, look, I'm going to hold on to this cup. So you make me another one. Let me tell you. So I told you, my husband keeps putting the kids' cups in the dishwasher. And I keep telling him, you can't put it in the dishwasher, right? He knows it's going to be a whole fight if I find my cup in the dishwasher. So he sits it inside of the bowl in the sink and he leaves it there for me so I can like wash it out myself the next day. But he knows. That's fighting words. You put my cup in the dishwasher.
I love the size of that cup.
It has a camper mug.
It keeps, so this is what I do every day. And it's so funny because I'm all about Mila Eve. I love this freaking cup. Y'all don't understand. And it's glittery. Can you see it?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
okay. I see it. Yeah.
Every morning I get up. This is my routine. I take my black seed oil and then I try to drink as much of my 16-ounce bottle of water first. I use this cup to put my coffee in it. Chase makes my coffee every morning.
That is hilarious to me. He's not even 3 yet. He's making coffee.
My coffee every morning. He's hilarious. And then I add my Cultivate Elevate mushrooms to it. I put my little lid on it and I go downstairs to do Mila Eve Essentials orders. And I have my cup there and it stays hot the whole time I'm down. The whole time I'm downstairs. I'll be down there for like 2-3 hours and my coffee is still hot, which is rare for mom to drink hot coffee.
Yes. Yeah, these cups are so good for hot and cold.
I'm sorry. Why is it rare for a mom to drink hot coffee?
Because
you let it sit.
Yes. We make that cup, the kids
are
it's like a going joke. If you can have hot coffee, you done started your day off right.
Oh my God, I never thought of that. Wow.
Yes. And regional coffee is not the best. So
don't throw it out. I will throw it out. No, you're right.
And I'm not gonna microwave it. So it's like we're a whole new cup.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. No, this is y'all said something that triggered something that I wanted to bring up and it just slipped my mind.
Was it in the comments?
No, when we were just talking
about depression?
Minorities.
Yeah,
you were right. It was in the comments. Shayna, I was saying if you want to go even deeper. So when you look at depression in minorities, like Black people, I can speak for Black people because I'm Black. When you look at depression in our case, it's even more different because of the fact that we have a history of so much trauma, it wasn't always that way. There was a time where we literally ruled the world. We ruled the earth. We set the standard. But there's so much unspoken trauma and depression that goes on that's passed down. So to the people out there who are just like, I'm depressed and I don't even know why. Sometimes it's lineage. Sometimes it's being passed down and it just takes you to solve it. It just takes you to be like, you know what? I'm the one that is going to fight this and I'm going to get down to the root cause of what's causing this. and really digging deep into your life and just trying to figure out where is it stemming from and how I'm going to overcome. And I believe we can do it. We can definitely do it. We're that strong. We're that capable. But I'm very sensitive about that, especially these days, because I do a lot of study of just, ancient, real African-American or Akbalan history. The real name of the continent is Akbalan or Akbalan, however you want to pronounce it. It's not really Africa. So when you really get down and you go down and you start doing that real deep digging and research, and you just discover so much, it's good to know your history because it strengthens you. It propels you forward. And some things that you are depressed about, you don't even realize it's stemming from ancestors. It's your ancestors. It's coming out from so far beyond what you can even really understand, So
I feel like even learning what is real is depressing, because like my husband and I were talking about this on our way home. Not every Black person was a slave, but they put it out there for us to believe that we all were. And that's sad to know, that they try to take this away from us or try to take the good away. And so I feel like that can be depressing. Like when I found that out.
You got to go back further.
Yes.
You got to go back to ancient Kemet. You got to go back to when we ruled the world and Black was the standard. The darker your skin was, you were praised. You were admired.
And that's the thing, like
mimic,
them taking it away, like to make us think, like, no, you guys were not it at all. And to learn that is like shocking to me.
It's shocking, but hopefully it will become empowering. That's what it's been for me. Like, I love me and my kids. Riley, no, you come over here, my kids will tell you about the pineal gland. They will tell you about Mansa Musa, who was the richest Black man to have ever lived. How he traveled to the Americas with his people way before Christopher Columbo. You know what I'm saying? Like
with Christopher Columbo.
They will tell you about how Black people traveled the entire earth before anybody. You know what I'm saying? That's why everybody has melanin in their bloodline. So when you know that, that's what I stand on. That's what I teach my kids. I don't teach my kids nothing about slavery because we were never slaves. We were enslaved. There's a huge difference, So we were skilled people who knew how to build. We knew how to engineer. We knew these stars. We knew astrology, astronomy, math. We invented all of that. So when you really think about it, that's empowering. I'm like, wow. Now, we might have went down a couple hundred years where we don't really know. But guess what? It's the age of Aquarius, and everybody's finding out the truth. That's why you see people being real woke. And that dang on, I don't care what anybody says about Black Panther, that movie woke people up.
Yes.
Because everything is about energy. It sent the whole vibration throughout the entire world that they probably were not expecting. And people started waking up because of that energy. I was just talking to my intuitive healer who I see her weekly. And we had a really good conversation. I'm actually going to have her on one of my channels toward the end of the year. But we were talking about the power of energy that we don't even recognize. So this is the example she gave, and I loved it. Her name is Terry Christine. Anybody who's local, she works out of Bethesda Salt Cave here, but you can find her anywhere. I think it's terrychristine.com, TERRIE, Christine.com. Anyway, she said, every new year, do you notice there's this rush, there's this energy, this outpouring of, I'm going to eat right, I'm going to detox, put my life together. It's January, She said, it's not because it's the new year. It's because you have so many people on the same page that we're all feeding off of each other's energy.
Yes.
We have no choice but to feed and pour into that energy that we feel that's so positive. So even people who are procrastinators, who are lazy, that new year, they doing everything because you have no choice. There's so much energy. That's what our body feeds off of. That vibration, before you can speak a word, your vocal cords have to vibrate. Vibration is powerful, So I love it. And she made such a good point. But I just feel like all of these issues that we deal with, they just go so much deeper, and we can overcome it. Like I feel very positive about it, and hopefully others will hear and listen, and they'll feel the same thing. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I always like look at my kids and I'm like, you are going to be it, you know, like looking at young Black kids and knowing like this is our future and they are going to do amazing things. Like I always speak those affirmations into my kids, like you are going to do amazing. You are going to do this. Like not I can do this. You will do this, because those are the things that they need to hear. And I was listening to Tea with Monique with Karen, and she did say like surrounding yourself with those can-do people is so important. And so speaking those is important as well too. So yes.
Absolutely. There's so much power in what you speak. There's so much power. We sometimes we'll say it when we're Bible thumping. There's power in the tongue, you know, but I don't think that all of us really understand how much power it is. It's so funny. We did an episode on manifestation, and Riley was like, all right, shoot, I'm about to do this. And everything Riley was speaking started happening.
Do you know what? That's how I was listening to I can't remember if it was a Wind Down Wednesday or a podcast, but it was Monique with Mael.
Yes.
And
mind your business.
And she mentioned something about like the manifestation, like manifest that, you know, like this is going to happen. And I used that, and that's how I reached out to you, because I was like, I was like, she's not going to respond. You know, she's got all these people in her DMs, like she's not going to respond. But it was so powerful to me. And it was 3 a.m. in the morning. I was up doing orders because I just had this like flood of orders throughout that month over the summer. And I was like, let me tell her, because this is really working. Somebody's listening. And this was so helpful for me to say, I am going to make this many orders this month. And whoa. Wow. So that's how I, making those affirmations and those like manifesting in yourself and what you know that you can do is what's helped me so much.
Oh man. So we can create whatever it is we want life to be. We really have that power. That's the type of power we have. We just have to believe it first, you know? That's awesome. Yes. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm glad we made the connection as well.
Yes.
Listen, y'all, visit simplytexasvinyl.com. Go ahead and shop using NFLM, which is the promo code. You're going to get, 20% off, right?
Yes,
20%
but I think it's NFLM 20.
Oh, shoot. Should
I
put that on there? Hold up. Let me fix that right now, just in case. NFLM 20.
20, yes.
All right. Got it. All right, there we go. So yeah, use code NFLM20. You're going to get 20% off on your custom tumblers if you order today. SimplyTexasVinyl.com. Support our sister, y'all. That's what we do. And it's perfect holiday gifts.
Yes.
Time. My kids, when I showed them I ordered cups for my kids and ink pens. And when they saw them, they were just so excited. To this day, I've had these for a few months. I got this from you like early in the year, and they're still using them every day. It's funny because Chase is very particular. He's like, no, I want my blue cup. They love them. They love that they are personalized with their name and things that they enjoy on them. And I just think they were awesome gifts. They really were. My kids are like, they still love them. My daughter, I couldn't even get hers from her. This is Chase's cup, has his name, and then he loves like motorcycles and cars. And then Christopher loves Legos. He's 8 years old, but he's building an advanced Lego truck right now that's for like 2-year-olds, and he's almost done. And I tell
Not surprised. Not surprised at all.
He should have videoed while he was doing the whole process. He don't listen to me. He don't listen. I'm like,
yes,
dude.
That would have been good.
Oh my God. I'm blown away watching how he does it. The only thing he needs me to do is tie the knots in the strings because he can't, his fingers are too, like, he can't get together. But yeah, I'm just, but yeah, no, make sure y'all support and visit. This is my Not for Lazy Moms cup that I use every morning. And the quality of her products are amazing. Keeps my coffee hot, y'all. If you're a mom, you already know you ain't drinking no hot coffee. You will if you order this.
Yes. Thank you so much for the support and having me. I really, really enjoyed speaking on this, and I hope we helped someone get that help that they need.
Yes, absolutely. That's what it's all about. That's what this channel's for. That's why we're here, because we want to help people. We want to promote each other. We want to love each other. We want to see everybody succeed and just be everything that God has called them to be. And that's just what it is, So yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being very, like your sister said, very vulnerable and just open about everything, because you never know how this will touch somebody else.
Yes.
It really will. And I hope that it's blessed people for sure. All right, y'all, this was great. Riley, oh my gosh, so good to have you back. And
yes, it's great to be back.
Yes, and y'all make sure y'all support her. Keep her on y'all's holiday list for gifts for your family and loved ones. I mean, look, I love a good mug. That's just me. So I get really excited.
My husband's like, how many more do you need? A whole cabinet?
What? You can never have enough mugs.
I know.
I'm so that is so me. Like, seriously. Well, y'all take care. We will see you next week. Actually, no, we're gone for the next 2 weeks. We'll be back in December. But make sure y'all look at the description. All of the contact information for Shantae is listed below. If you want to get in touch with her, again, visit her website, Simply Texas Vinyl, and follow her on Instagram and continue to support. All right. And Riley, wait, before we go, Riley has your show. Your show is December 14th.
December 14th at the City Winery DC. Look on my Instagram page for the link to go to my show at City Winery. I'm excited. I actually have rehearsal immediately after we're done. They're actually rehearsing right now.
Normally we chat for an hour afterwards, so I guess you gotta go.
I mean, we can chat for a little bit because I got something to tell you. But yeah.
Okay. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all so much for watching.
Thank you, Shantae. Bye.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Shantae.